Hello. Can you all hear me? So excited. Don't worry, I'm going to cam up actually. But I just figured when I was watching my previous lives, I make all these crazy looking faces and I just look ridiculous. So I figured once people get in here and Samantha, it's so good to see you. You were the first person here. Thank you so much, my dear. And just keep it real. Good to see you. And wandering Scorpio, I hope you're driving carefully. Where are you today in this world? And Kim O, how are you? It's good to meet you. I don't think I've seen you in here. I'm so excited. Get new people. It's so good to see people in here. I'm going to cam. Oh, I gotta take my AirPod out. That's what I was going to do. And make sure my ringer is off. Oh, here I am. Blacks, it's good to see you. Your recipes. Everyone wonders at me. Oh, I'm so good to see you. I saw you yesterday in Just Keep It Reals chat. I'm glad you're here. This channel, today's topic is all about advocating for not only yourself, but your family and your friends. And I think a lot of people, ooh, who's Caleb? Oh, you're listening to Caleb, that channel? Or is that Kim O? Cute. Not sure. I'm super, super excited for all these new people. And I'm relatively new for those of you who don't know me. I'm really new to having my own channel, so I'm not very, I'm just myself, okay? But I'm excited to see you all here. Kim O. Aw, wondering Scorpio. Caleb, you still haven't told me where you are today, my dear. Oh, Kimmy is your buddy. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So glad to meet you, Kimmy. My best friend's name is Kimmy as well, my best childhood friend. And to this day, we're very tight. It's so much. Oh, Black's Wonder sent me. Well, I'm glad you're here. On my channel, we kind of focus on what my life is like being a little person and how the things that I do can really, that we just see our similarities amongst us. People have so many questions like, how do you? What's that like? You know? And I'm sure many of you, we were just having a discussion amongst friends yesterday about going to the bathroom. I know, and I say it just like it is. I'm just letting you know. I'm home in Oklahoma, mowing lawns and treating the jacuzzi. Oh my gosh, I would love a jacuzzi. I would. Oh my gosh. And Kimo says, Bradley, where's my steak? Yeah, I know last week I was going to come on earlier, but this weekend I was gone to cousin's weekend. And of course, in case they're out there, my nieces are expecting a shout out, even though they don't have YouTube login, so they can't miss. But I want to say, hey guys, hey Kama, hey Sam, I love you both very much. And don't worry, I didn't forget about you. you're unforgettable. And so, yeah, it was pretty exciting. Just keep it real. Wondering, did you get through the storms okay? I avoided storms but had to reroute because of derailed train blew up I-40. Oh, that's interesting. So on I-40, there's a train track that cuts through I-40, or because a train derailed, I-40 was very, very busy. Don't worry, I'm an amazing navigator and I really love geography. Oh, Samantha, any way you can be here is so helpful. You're so sweet. But little person fact, in case you want to know, we were talking about like pooping issues, and not that I'm going to go into detail, but I was talking with a couple of my friends, and hey, Beezer, it's so good to see you. Good to see you. And the week before, I had like this stomach like flu, and I'm like, I would sit on the toilet, and my legs and my feet were turning purple from dangling there. And I was just like, ugh, see, this is what short people have to deal with. You sit there so long, and usually you can put your feet on the ground, you can stretch out. If you're average size, you can do whatever. I'm just kind of in the midst. All right, Bubby Sue, you're here. Hi, y'all. Can't really chat, but definitely listening. Hope y'all are having a fabulous day. We are. I can explain that, and this whole chat will as well. You guys, this is so exciting to be here. Just keep it real, TMI. Well, you know what? I'm sure people are wondering how that really works. And, oh, going to the bathroom, I pee just like you women pee. Just so we know, we're all similar. But it's so good to see all of you. And Kimmy, I'm excited to get to know you better, and Wandering Spirits. So, oh, I don't want to call you spirits, but Scorpio. Hey, are you familiar with Silver City, New Mexico? Because my in-laws live in Santa Clara, in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, like I always like to call it. And yeah, it's very beautiful, but to me, it would be very lonely living in the desert. One day, Steve and I will talk about what his life growing up was in a small town in the middle of nowhere, and what it was like being a little person and dating, or little person, having a girlfriend. Talk about what life was growing up in other places. Wandering Scorpio, you know that place. I used to supply all of New Mexico KFC. Oh, yeah. It's in the middle of nowhere. But we are going on vacation there in June, and we're going to be staying for part of the time in Las Cruces, in the historic downtown area of Mesilla. We decided we wanted to not just spend time with his parents, but also kind of vacation there as well. And because I love hot weather, um, where Steve's from in New Mexico, the elevation is 6,500 feet above sea level. And like Las Cruces, which is 2 hours away, I don't know, 1,200 feet, 1,500 feet above. And the temperature change is so different, even though it's the desert. But I love to appreciate our country, and it has really been very good for me and to appreciate God's beauty, even though I would never want to live there because I'd be like, it's really boring here. It's just so amazing to be with his family. I really love that. And prayers for Beezer and your family during this difficult time. We are definitely going to pray for you and your family. I hope people can keep you in your thoughts and your prayers. See White Sands north of Las Cruces. Yes, I love White Sands. You know what? I'm going to use for later this week a picture of Steve and I in White Sands. It is so beautiful. And Steve is half Mexican, and his skin, and he's typically white, but his skin with that tinge of tan, he looks so dark, like he's been in the sun. Oh my gosh. And it was like spring, and Steve is not an outdoorsy kind of person, so it was really cool. Yes, I will definitely do that. I'll definitely post that because that's one of my favorite places. And when we're in Las Cruces, maybe we'll go there again and I can do a new outfit, like summery, because we're going in June when it'll be like 95 degrees. So I'm so excited. We're going to have a pool where we're staying. It's going to be so nice, and mariachi music, and it's just where we're staying is a really great place. It's almost like a little casita hotel or motel. It's all little private casitas, and you have a pool and you can keep your doors wide open. I'm so excited about all of that. But today I wanted to talk about advocating, not just for me, not just my family, and also my friends. And we see a lot in like the drama community, for example. I see so many people um, who think they're advocating. We'll just use Michelle as a really good example. There's friends out there like Gotti Girl, and I'm sure she really means well about advocating for her friend. But telling other creators who use her for content or restream her, all these things, that they should donate money to her cause. What is her cause? First of all, Michelle chooses to be toxic, Michelle chooses to be up there. She chooses to behave drunk, high, whatever, crazy, and she chooses to do that. So, in advocating for my friend by having who already has addiction issues and wanting to give her money, no, Michelle, if you were advocating for your friend, you would personally be advocating for her to get better and to get healed and those kind of things. It's true. Like, if Gotti Girl was a good friend, she'd tell Michelle to get the hell off the internet. Exactly. And wouldn't support what she is doing. You would actually prefer to have your friend get help. And even I had a really good friend that was here in the drama community, and we advocated for her when no one else would. And she was, and we still did not understand grifting and using people and all of those things we had blinders on. Never once did she ever say that she was asking all these people for money. And we still supported her. We supported her when people would tell us not to support her. And because we continued to support her as her friend, she was using us for clout, which we allowed her to do unbeknownst to us. And it's embarrassing, definitely, to know. And that, you know, Christy, we had no clue. I really didn't. And then she started slipping with her stories and calling us out and really focusing on money, money, money. And what we should have been doing if we were advocating for her was to tell her to stop. Stop right there. You're not going to do this because what you're doing is wrong. It really is. And same like Michelle, getting up there, being a shit show is not going to get you where you need to be at all. Not at all. You need to be off the internet and you need to get help. And yeah, there was a FOIA report, but nobody really, you don't know all the details. And if you think people, oh, I can just sue them, that would not be cool. Kim O says, and I know it's kind of off topic at the moment, everyone thinks my son is a Hispanic. They won't believe him when he tells them he's not. His work sends him to HR thinking he's lying for not knowing Spanish. Oh my gosh. Steve, when he was in school and substitute teachers were to come in and he does not have a Hispanic last name, they would send him to the office because when they called his name, he'd be like, that's me. And they'd be like, you're lying. Why are you doing that? Same with everybody, even around here, thinks he speaks Mexican or Spanish, but he doesn't. He can understand it, but that's a really good story too, is about why he doesn't speak Spanish. It'll just break your heart. But isn't that something? Everybody thinks your son is a Hispanic. I know. My family, my dad was German and he always had tan skin. And my sister and I kind of have people think we travel all the time or, oh, were you in Florida recently? No, our skin just stays darker. But yeah, Steve, I think now in the summer he looks more Hispanic. He's like one of the whitest in his family, but it's kind of cute. His whole family. We'll have to tell you the story because it's pretty amazing. It really is. Kayla, for $10 more per hour. I don't know what that means. They're wandering Scorpio. My Scorpio friend. Let me just see if I just keep it real. Said how embarrassing. You can't believe I was such a good friender. I know. I'm embarrassed. I at first was very sick over it, very, very sick. And if I would have known what was going on, that I would have tried to put an end to it or actually an end to that relationships, because we who are advocating for our friends should be advocating for the right reasons to support them. I would not knowingly have my friend do bad things or make poor choices. As like, just keep it real. Her and I always hold each other accountable as friends. And same with Samantha, holds me accountable if I say something, always does. And Yeah, we told her to stop a lot and she wouldn't. Yeah, especially on her channel. Why do you keep telling them that you only have $38 in your YouTube account? I'm not going to get paid and I need money. Well, stop saying that. Stop telling people you need them to become a member. You know what? And if you are going to have memberships, you better do something for your members. You cannot put up, if you're at this level membership, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And you do none of those things. Well, when I get 20 members, then it'll be more worth my while. Oh my gosh, absolutely not. But, when and it's embarrassing, and you'll never see myself ever being like that. If I make a commitment to you, I make a commitment and I stick to it, and I have friends who hold me accountable. Absolutely. Hey Gabi. Hi Susie. Sorry, still not getting notifications. I even reset notifications. That happens to me a lot, and it happens more so when of the channels that I watch the most. But YouTube does a lot of strange stuff. Absolutely. If Just Keep It Real yesterday would not have sent me a text message that I'm going live. And when she does that, that means like right now or in a minute that it's I don't get the notification. I just get it from her. Even though I'm subscribed, I'm a member, and I have notifications on. But Gabi, I'm so glad you came. Definitely. Just Keep It Real. We called her a lot of stuff and she wouldn't listen to us. So happy she's out of my life. It was like a breath of fresh air. It was. You have no idea. Wasn't, and I think we all mean well, and as we should. But now, we have so many people that are so I have so many people, and I'm a very good friend, and I will hold you accountable. You may not like it. You may not like to hear what I have to say. I, but I kind of say it. I try not to be sugarcoated. And like, Just Keep It Real said to me one day, Susie, in the South, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, well, maybe if I was a little bit nicer, she wouldn't have ghosted me instead of being so blunt. But yeah, I can tell Steve is Mexican until he speaks. It's true. You would have no clue. You would have no idea. Kimia, I have Native American in myself. I think that gene came through my son. Yes. And my mother in law, who's Mexican, has a lot of like Aztec Indian in her stream. And their family has been here in the US more generations than my family. And my family came from Europe. Um, in in the early 1900s, like around, I don't know, maybe 1920-ish, they came to America. But yeah, so his family has been here a lot of things. Gabi, sorry. Sorry if I'm going back. And Samantha Stevens says KP sung my praises on her channel, but doxed me behind my back. Yeah. And you were a really good friend to her. Very good. Now, would I tell KP's darkest secrets? No, I would. But will I hold her accountable if she comes back to the internet and starts grifting? Absolutely, because that is wrong. It is so wrong. Should never have to do that ever. Yeah, she sure did at Samantha and lied to you about me. I'd never been so mad. Oh, I was livid when I heard that from you. And that thing that she said to you is heartening, and it was hateful and horrible. It just makes me so angry. Very, very angry. Hey, Brandy D, welcome to my channel. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. We're just talking about um, friends right now in the drama community and how we advocate and how to be advocators. And if they're truly our friends, what we need to do as good people. Yeah, just keep it real. And Susie told me they became advocates for me without even knowing. Yeah, we did, and I do. And there's so many lovely people here. And so many bad things were said about me. I would never advocating for little people. You would never advocate for little people by calling your friend a midget to other people. Oh, my midget friend. And yes, I said the word. And yes, does it make me cringe? Yes, it does. Definitely. It's very, it was so hurtful. Hurtful. I mean, because it came from my friend, or so I thought. Bobby Sue from a sub that was always in the bushes. It was obvious that you and Just Keep It Real tried to be real friends to her. Don't be embarrassed. It's not always easy to see when they are close to your heart. You are really right. Um, and that is so important. It really is. And you do. And we try to do the real thing. And thank you for saying that. Thank you, Bobby Sue. That is kind of you to say. We tried so hard to be good friends to her, and she ruined it. And all the while, she was trashing us to others behind our backs. Yep. She kept us in one ear and other people, you know. And like, I think people knew that, and I hope I've been good and kind to everybody out here, whether I'm in another chat. I don't want to be hate bashing or anything like that. I hope that whenever people have seen me in a chat, that I hold myself accountable. And if people have seen me say horrible things, I was told that I said horrible things about KP, and that's why she didn't talk to me for like 3 weeks, like ghosted, and then said, "Oh, my friends were telling me what you said, what I said supposedly about her, and what I said about other people, whether it was Jilly or any of those things." And or whether it was Just Keep It Real what she was saying, and it never happened. It never did. I was never a friend to her. I was a good moderator for her. Yeah. But she took anybody who modded. She went in, and people who new people, she would mod all of them, and then she'd want you to email her because she needs your number. And what was happening was she really didn't care. Now, if somebody were to reach out to me via email, I would love to get to know people more. But what she was doing was she was looking for, and I hate to say this, a victim. And I was a victim. Many people were victims, whether it be for money or for clout or anything else. And it's true. Uh, you guys are so sweet to each other. All the hearts and everybody's saying. And then hindsight is 2020. If only we could with all the bad decisions and our choices. Yep, exactly. Just keep it real. I hate the M word. I know you do, but you know what? I have to say that word to show how hateful that was. Hateful for people to say that. And now I couldn't believe how many people came out of the bushes and said, you know what? That's how she would identify you in a phone conversations. And I'm like, what? Seriously? Ugh, crazy. But Susie, she could never produce proof of that you said anything. Absolutely. And it made me feel bad. Like it felt bad. Like I wouldn't say that. Did I? No. And I knew I wouldn't. And I'm like, well, maybe you need to provide proof. But see, it was like she held a carrot over there and then she'd want you to want her. And all we did was care very much for her. Colin, oh, it's so good to see you. Hey, Susie, that is why I stayed in the bushes. I didn't want to ask me for any personal info. Yeah, I thought she was super sweet. Colin, great. I'm so glad you're here. Popping in to say hi. Oh, you're so sweet. You always bring good things when you are in our chats, positive things, loving things. You are so sweet. Maybe one day you will hear from a spirit or you're an angel about someone in my life. But I think it'll be great. But I don't think the person I want will be coming out of the woodwork. But you are just so sweet. JKR, I know because I saw her do that with everyone. Yep. Mm. Even the last time. And she would talk about people who were, at that time, I didn't know about the donating money thing, but there were people in her community when they would pop in and say hi, she'd be like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. But 6 months earlier, she was like, you want that person in your community. You know what? I don't want people to be in my community just because they give money. I want people who truly love themselves and others and are kind and respectful. And it is that's what I want. Everybody to be respectful. And we talked about that, about advocating for your friends and sometimes, and for your family and for your kids throughout the years, especially as my kids were growing up. I wish we had the resources that we have today at our fingertips. And I really do. I wish we would have had those things because I would have known so much more. I could have advocated so much more. And Saber is on. Why is that my battery? Hold on for one moment. I'm just going to turn my camera off for a moment. Sorry, guys. Somebody unplugged my laptop. Ugh. You know what? It's a good thing I turned my camera off because then you all wouldn't have to see my. Oh, this is very annoying. You know what? I'm going to plug it in somewhere else. So sorry about that, guys. Aw. One moment, technical difficulties. Ooh. I know I make a lot of noises too because I talk to myself as I'm going through all of this. All right, I'm almost here. Now I have to move my contraption, okay? I'm sorry. I don't want to waste anybody's time with all this silence. Very much so. Now I'm going to see. Just a minute. I need to move my laptop around. Hold on one moment. All right. You know what? I just didn't want y'all to see my big ass. I really don't have a big ass, but the shorts that I'm wearing today shows that I have a bigger ass. So that's what happens. And yes, just keep it real. She would always say she's so generous. And we knew what that meant. Like, ugh, why are you going after these people? Because oh, you really want so and so to be in your chats. It's terrible. Colin, I have a question. The home I am looking at Friday is that the home a person passed away in and had not been found for 2 weeks. Wow, that's a really interesting question. That is, yeah, I guess I would be thinking about that as well. Samantha, a creator asking for money is not the reason to give money. The reason to give a donation is when that creator is doing a good job with their content and we enjoy coming to the lives. Absolutely. I agree with you very much so. Very, very much so. And exactly. It's like a tip because they're nice or entertaining or funny or people to provide valuable information. And Susie, I'm told of 2 children in spirit in your family, 1 girl, 1 boy. I don't know if you know about this. Actually, I'm assuming I probably do. I had a miscarriage, and it could have been 1 or 2, um, but shortly after that, and that miscarriage was really hard because I was so excited to be a little mom. Very much so. And then I now have twin girls, but one with severe special needs, one of the twins. So, wow, a girl and a boy. That's really exciting because I really believe that children are in spirit, and even adults and old people. But oh my goodness, that's exciting. Like I never knew. And that was like 30 years ago and 27 years ago that that happened. Oh, thanks. That's really cool. I'm excited. It makes my heart happy that that their spirit would let you know to tell me, and I hope they're happy. I really do, and loving life in their own life. Thank you, Colin. That's great. I'm going to have to make some phone calls. Let me tell you. You can't say it's your decision. Yeah, Colin, I'm leaning towards buying it.
Hi, Mother.
Hey, I'm on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
The boy has arrived. I'm told to let you know that's all for confirmation. That was really sweet. Thank you. Thank you very much. It just really makes my heart happy. It really does. Very much so. Susie, if you felt spirit around you, it's them, okay? All right. That's awesome. Because a lot of times I do feel spirits. I have a question for you, Colin. My dad passed away 7 years ago, and there are times that I actually smell him, like around me, or something. I hear a clunk or a noise, but I bet that's him, especially when you can smell him. Like my dad worked construction, and, he'd smell like fuel and whatever else they do in construction and all the exhaust. And so, it really made things. But Kimio, is that home haunted? I don't know. I would be a little bit concerned, and that was really great that the realtor told you that information and that the family never had any of that. That is so cool. Hey, nephew. Who is your nephew there? Just keep it real. Yes, it's defo him to let you know he's looking after you and guiding you through life. Aw, that's really cool. Very nice. But yeah, you always have things. Oh, my son. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm like, what? Nephew? Yes, my son. And you know what's interesting too is my son also does construction. And sometimes when I'm doing his laundry, I'm like, oh, you smell like Papa, or, kind of thing. So, but not always. But like I'll just be sitting here or at my mom's house, and I'll like smell him in the most random places, like his bedroom, or in the family room. We'll be sitting watching TV. And yeah, that's very cool. My dad was my biggest advocate. I will tell you, nothing, he would never allow anything to happen to me. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is advocating, how it's so much easier today to do advocating with knowledge. Because if you don't know, you don't know. So, like school, advocating for your children. I mean, if you come out like a bat out of hell and attacking the school for not doing what they need to or right, or providing the right resources, or providing things that your children need, you're really not, that's not the way to approach it. That kind of behavior is like an unhinged parent, or an unhinged friend, or an unhinged yourself. So it's very important to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself, and you need to find out what you're fighting for. sometimes you can, even in a school situation, schools like, oh, we don't have that resource. But what will it take for us to get the resource that my child needs? And they're like, oh, it's just not in the budget. All right. Let's find out what state laws are, and let's find out for resources in the county and in the school district and what the laws are. And we can do so many of those things by just Googling it up. Googling like a child's IEP in Wisconsin. And you will get, there's so much information. Or you need help with your medical insurance, you have a job. Let's just say you have Medicaid, right? And then you get a job and your employer provides health care. Well, if you let's say I need new hearing aids, and then insurance goes, well, that's not covered. Then Medicaid says that's not covered. So how can we ensure that what I really need for myself, I'm talking about my daughter at the moment who actually needs, we are going through the ADRC through the county that she lives in to find out, is it best that she cancels her health insurance through her employer, or how do we work with Medicaid to pay for that necessity if she got rid of the one insurance? So, that's something that we are working on together. I still advocate for my kids, even when they're adults, all the time. And you need to find out. You just don't go crazy at your employer's HR department, or let's say at United Healthcare, I'm just using that as an example, or the Medicaid or Social Security disability people, like, but why is this being done? I really need this insurance. And my healthy brain daughter, she has a lot of physical issues, lots, and a lot of things. And here's an example. She also needs to get a new BiPAP machine. She's had her BiPAP machine for 10 years. And, it's so out of date and all of that stuff. And the pulmonologist wrote a prescription for a new thing. United Healthcare goes, denied. We only approve them if you're overweight. She's like, I'm a little person. My airway actually collapses when I sleep, like collapses. And it's not because of her weight. It has nothing to do with weight. Whether she weighed 100 pounds or 150 or 200, she would need that no matter what, even if she weighed 50 pounds. So it's a lot. A lot. I want to get over here to my thing. The realtor never told me. My mom did. She was freaking out. Yeah, I would be kind of freaky. But my dad passed away at home, and nothing has been creepy at our house, nor have I seen anything like that either. I was always the bat out of hell when it came to my kids. Yes. But bats out of hell, just like parents whose children are in critical condition in the hospital. Being a bat out of hell makes everyone want to run. And sometimes we need to work at pulling ourselves together. I got to tell you what happened to the oldest today, Susie. I was pissed. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to fill me in on that. But again, even children, like just keep it real said, she's still constantly advocating for her kids, no matter if they're 21 or like 30. They all need help. And just because, and it could be that, like in my situation, my older one needs more support than my younger one. Hey, Life with Mommy, good to see you. Very good to see you. So, advocating for these people and trying to help. And a lot of it, again, is on presentation, becoming educated. And if you don't understand the why, then we just need to ask more questions. And even as it revolves around me as well, um, I just still advocate for myself all the time. I have to advocate for myself when I go to the grocery store. Hey, can you help me out here? It's either that I advocate for support or I just don't buy it. Most likely, if nobody's in the aisle, I'm like, well, I really didn't need those cookies way up on top. But I'm pretty fortunate, like sales, they really put things that are drawn to kids' attention down low because they figure they'll get bigger sales if a kid's like, oh my gosh, there is Lucky Charms. That's my favorite. Where me, I want the grape nut cereal if I'm going to eat cereal, and that's on the top shelf. And it's crazy. But Life with Mommy, it's so good to see you in here. And Bubby Sue, it's frustrating that insurance companies can override a doctor. Yeah. What makes them be the doctor? And how is it the insurance company's place to say you're overweight, you know? And it is crazy. Kimio, my place in North Carolina is haunted. Well, it used to it. Oh, you're used to it, so it's no big deal. Oh my gosh, I would love to hear about that. I've never heard about somebody having a haunted house. This is like a good conversation. Here, let me go grab a copy of StreamYard. And if anybody wants to talk about anything exciting or even about advocating, I would love to have you come on up. But yeah, it's really important. A lot of times when we advocate for others, we need to be the big person. And even like me, I'm not always, I'm sometimes the bigger person, the majority of the time. However, sometimes I'm not. And it's just the way. And I think last week we were kind of talking about selling yourself. There are so many impressions. And I know back in the day when I first interviewed for my first job with the airline, and I crushed it. And I told the gentleman interviewing me, just because I'm little doesn't make mean my mind is little. I am way smarter than all of you here, and I'm going to show it and I'm going to prove it. And we're going to run here at 110%. And I did. And people back then, again, internet was not really anything. You had to have money to do that. Absolutely. To have a computer at home, to have the internet. So if anybody wants to come up, feel free. I'm excited about your New Mexico trip. 25 miles from the border. Yes. But we fly into El Paso, so we go past what is that? Juarez, I think is the name of the town on the border. It's very interesting. And to see the border wall, we drove through from New Mexico up here because we were bringing a car back, and the border wall, and you hit into Texas. And it has such a good American vibe. Like, I just felt so proud to be an American. I really did. Just looking at the beauty of the landscape of the earth, and it was so amazing. It was amazing. But what really sucked going through Texas is we are bringing back a Toyota Camry. And everybody in Texas drives white pickup trucks. And I'm like, we really didn't fit in. Anthony, Texas is the tip. You'll pass a half mile from the border. Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Hey, Wandering, have you heard of the town in Texas called Telephone? Like, seriously, like Telephone, Telephone, Texas. And how this like Red River kind of runs through it. Maybe has 5 people that live there. Um, just keep it real. And I know somebody from Telephone, Texas, and I never heard of it before in my life. And I'm pretty good about knowing. Yeah, see, I've been to Telephone. It's on the Red River. I know she told me about that, and I never heard of the town called Telephone. But in Telephone, there are great things going on in that town, let me tell you. Really big things. A lot of us didn't even know. Oh, yes, Beezer. Did everyone hit the like and subscribe button? Definitely. Make sure your notifications are on, because I'm just loving everybody. I love having these conversations with you, just about like my life, looking at through the average size world and trying to conquer that, and how I can share my experiences with all of you, definitely. And even in the drama community, I'm pretty quiet in a lot of the conversations, and whether it be JJJ or Bombshell or Flava, or, just keep it real. Well, just keep it real. I'm not really quiet, but a lot of these, Mirandy, she has a sweet channel, and I just love these things. Um, but I'm very quiet in them. But I see so much of how that is like their world. And it's me as an outsider looking into the drama community. And there's, Michelle has a following that wants her to get help, and we all do. But you know what? The people that can help Michelle first needs to realize she needs to help herself. Second of all, if you are her friend, and I'm talking true friend, and if you're not a true friend, don't claim to be a true friend. You should be helping her by telling her to get off the internet, telling her to get treatment. Yeah, how can you go back to for treatment at the same place you claim you are suing? Oh, everything is on your sponsor. Yeah, well, her sponsor, I'm sure, doesn't know that she is not on YouTube or Rumble, or these places have told her you need to leave because this is a problem with you and this is how people know you. It would be great if we wake up one day and Michelle is completely sober and she's healed and she has, a couple months under her belt, and what that journey was like. But it has to be honest, and she needs to be held accountable by her friends. And that, she claims to be friends with Valentina, and how can why doesn't she have more pull into her friendship, or doesn't she really care, really have those friends? And sure, would I love to help Michelle? Yeah, but she's not willing to help herself, and she has to do that. And being friends holds you accountable. And if you get angry with your friends for keeping you accountable, then they're really not your friends. I'm just going to put this up here. Samantha's in my background. I was just going to read some of these. Hey, Samantha.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm not going to stay long. I just
That's okay.
speaking of sponsor,
Mm-hmm.
here's my question about the sponsor thing.
Right.
If someone is in AA,
Right.
Alcoholics Anonymous, that
Yeah.
program is built around the 12 steps.
Right.
And to be part of that program, you are to follow the 12 steps. There's a booklet, there's worksheets, etc. And you're responsible to yourself and to your sponsor to be following those 12 steps.
Right.
Michelle has said on numerous occasions that she's not following any 12 steps. No. That she refuses to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still questioning whether or not she really is in AA, and if not, who is this sponsor from? That's all. I just still have a question. I'm not sure there really is a sponsor. I could be wrong.
And you make a good point.
My thoughts. I had a friend who was in AA, and that's just how I know about the whole 12. That AA is where 12 steps came from.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's
so.
I lost
if
a friend.
She's in AA and not.
Pardon, I can't hear you. Whoops, Samantha. Are you? I think you might have hit the mute button. I'm just looking here. Nope, she actually fell off. But I know what Samantha was trying to say. A friend of mine, dear friend, I partied with her like a rock star. And I had no idea she was an alcoholic. She went to AA and I was very supportive. But one of the things is she really had to like disconnect in a sense. But I totally get that. Understand. I was part of her problem. Okay. Whoops. She left again. But yeah, I was part of her problem. We'd like go out, party like rock stars all the time, have parties at her house, at my house. And I mean, now we're friends, but during that whole process of becoming clean, she just had to step away. Samantha, if you want to come back up, try it again. I don't know. I'm not trying to do this, but Beezer is heading to New Hampshire. Well, I'm sure your trip is not going to be easy, but at least you can enjoy. And Gabi said, if Michelle didn't hit rock bottom when she lost custody of her children, I don't think she ever will. I can't imagine anything worse. Yeah, true. Like, how do you do that? She can disconnect from her children, but she can't disconnect from YouTube or the limelight or alcohol. It's really, really sad. And then just keep it real. Also, she said AA was a cult. Yes, she did. So I don't know what she's talking about, but supposedly, and she can't sue that treatment center that she was in because she signed away all, consent that she couldn't do that Beezer, it's okay, LOL. Anyway, a bit of luck on the way to you. Oh, Colin, you're so sweet. Colin, thank you. I need it. This week we're laying my father-in-law to rest. We could use some good vibes coming our way. Absolutely. Definitely. Like I said earlier, you're in my thoughts, in my prayers, and so many hugs to you, Beezer. Oh, you kicked yourself off by accident, but was done with what I wanted to say. Thank you for sharing that information because I don't think a lot of people understand this. Blacks, you're back. It's so good to see you. Very much so. I can't wait to sub up to your channel. And if anybody could attach Black's channel, that would be great if we could post that. Kim O, leave it to Beezer. So sorry, hugs. I pray for angels to help you and your family through this hard time. Kim O, I'm still trying to figure out if you're going to buy this house or not, or if it gave you weird vibes when you were there. And I don't know much about spirits and how they operate, but I'm sure if they didn't want you to be in that house, they would show you right away. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Colin is more in tune with those kind of things. But I hope it would be a really good house for you, especially if you like it. Colin, Queen M shared with me the message you gave her. She was so shocked. You used words only her loved one would have known. Thank you for that too. Colin, you just very much are so kind to everyone. And just keep it real. Thanks for Black's posting her channel and Beezer's channel. That was sweet. Colin, Beezer, I have no idea, but I'm asked to pass things on, and I do sometimes. It means so much. Oh, that's so sweet. But I think now you all kind of know when I'm talking about advocating. And it's funny because Just Keep It Real and I have these conversations. And it could be that I'm thinking about this title or something. And today, watching the whole drama going down in the community, and I really don't understand it. I don't get it. But the whole rapper Mirandy and Bombshell stuff, I really don't. But what I really do hope is that people actually stand up and advocate for yourself. Like, it actually hurt my heart yesterday when I heard Mirandy make a comment that because she was terrified or hurt or frustrated about the comments that were being made about her in other people's chats, she felt it would be best if she just stayed in the bushes and not said anything in the community. And for me, that broke my heart because a couple weeks ago, we had Just Keep It Real was talking about her mom, and that laid heavily on Mirandy's heart. And Mirandy reached out to her parent or her mother, or I can't remember the exact, but it was so, oh my gosh, it moved people. It moved people who didn't have good relationships to reach out. What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose. And then before you know it, Just Keep It Real reach out to her mom. And then Super Snoops had reached out as well. And it was just so moving. And then when I heard that Mirandy was only going to hide in the bushes from people's channels. I'm like, oh my gosh, she had so much value. And just like, especially in this channel, I want everybody to be kind and not have no hate tolerance, but really just get to know each other and realize the similarities that you all really have, that we each of us have, and how much we love people. Because I really want this to be a channel where we can all love each other and be on good terms. We may not be on good terms in somebody else's channel community, but if we really can. And so many people out here are really trying to change their lives, and they're advocating for themselves, and how this community has really outdone themselves to um, block out Black Rapper because of the horrible things that he did to one of our friends. It was so horrible. And it still is continuing on again today. And it's just hard. Just keep it real. I'm just happy to pass it on to you. Oh, that is so sweet, Colin, that you're able to pass information on to people. You know, I think we would all just love to know that our loved ones who have left this earth are still watching out for us or think about us, because sometimes I never want to be forgotten, especially from my dad. And sometimes you have no idea about, children like having a miscarriage, and you have more, that that child is still out there thinking of you. So I gotta look up here. I'm kind of Gabby, it makes me so sad, it even sick to my stomach when there's drama. Yeah, it does. And especially too when it hurts others. Um just keep it real feels the same way. I think we all do. And Bobby Sue said, I absolutely love Mirandy and Bob. This just hurts my heart. In my opinion, there are subs and trolls causing the majority of the problems between creators. And yeah, definitely. And Black says Rapper has always been a horrible person who is attention seeking. And Rapper has been in my community here a little bit, always been kind, but someone who was one of my first couple of subscribers was Bunny Love, I think his name is. And he said that he couldn't be a subscriber to my channel because of Rapper. And I had no idea he was this horrible human. I'm nice to everybody, give everybody an opportunity. If Michelle wanted to come in here and be kind to everybody and be honest, she's more than welcome to do that. She's also very welcome to, take a link if she wanted to, as long as she understands that we're not advocating for bullshit. We're advocating for her to get help, which we know. No, K-Love, I don't know, hot girls kept me moving on down the road with that little trick. Okay. Wandering Scorpio, I have no idea what you were just saying, but it looks like hot women dancing. All right. Yes, some of the subs cause the most disharmony. Yeah, it's true. Absolutely. Blacks, I will always support Mirandy. Yeah, me too. Oh, Roger is a sweetheart. Yeah, he is. And of course, he hasn't been back to my channel, but he was very sweet when he was here. And I feel bad that, and I understand. But that just shows what kind of person he is, that he stands up for what he believes in is right. Just keep it real. Me too, blacks. And let me make it clear, Bomb did not know someone said something about Mirandy's daughter. We all made that clear, but subs shouldn't bring up someone's child ever. You are absolutely right. Definitely. Wandering Scorpio, where's Roger? He's my love shield to avoid rapper. Aw, that's so sweet. Colin, I must admit, I've unsubbed from some. I got way too many anyways. Well, Colin, I hope you don't unsub here. We just enjoy you so much. And I will do everything in my power to keep my channel full of love and connection and friendships with everybody. You are just so sweet. Colin, I've noticed a few places that I haven't seen you lately. Yeah. But sometimes, like for me, a long time after the whole KP and Navy vet thing went down, I had to stay out of YouTube. It was just causing too much headache for me. It really was. Just keep it real. I haven't finished watching yet, but I did see what Mirandy had to say about the email. Gabi, I love Mirandy. And just keep it real. I'm Team Mirandy. Yes, I hope she comes back. I sent her a little email telling her that I don't want her to be in the bushes because I think she has a lot of value to add to my channel and in my chats with each other. It's very, very cool. Beezer, if you ever need me, you know where I'll be. LOL. Anyways, oh my gosh, how sweet. Yep, you're right, Bubby Sue. Mirandy isn't going anywhere. But I would like to pause today about advocating and what I believe advocating can look like in this drama community. And all of you have been wonderful. The chat has been wonderful. And thank you so much for joining. I would really like to get into the nitty gritty about advocating for your children or your grandchildren and being a support and a human and showing love and compassion, whether it be for teachers or medical staff or even the neighbor. You know, some people need a little bit of education in a lot of areas. And if we can learn more about it, we can be better advocates. And here, like I said, if one of my friends were to be like Michelle, I would, even if I had to drive my happy ass all the way to Pine Mountain to pick up her ass and take her myself, because that's what I would do. And I would do that. And I would offer to do that. I'd offer to hold her hand if she was truly my friend. And instead of out there posting, oh, you all should start sending Michelle money for what? Tito's. And yeah, no, you don't need Tito's. We don't like you when you're drunk. And money just enables her. It really does. Just keep it real. Susie, thank you for being so open and honest. I absolutely love and enjoy your channel. Thanks for being you. Well, thank you for being here. It was so good to see everybody. It's a little over an hour, and I like to keep that on. Wandering Scorpio, really enjoy the rest of your day off. And Beezer, wish you a safe trip tomorrow. And Mirandy and Life with Mommy, you're so sweet. Black, it was so nice that you were in my chat today. Super sweet. Please be careful with that. Michelle has caused so much trouble for people who have tried to help her. She turns on people with the blink of an eye. Yes. Most definitely. And I have seen it, and I've seen it out of a lot of people here. And those kind of people prey on innocent people. Thanks for definitely, like, just keep it real said. Oh, thank you for hanging with Susie today. I do appreciate all of you. I really, really do. I like to expand my channel and this community, because this can be a safe little place from the big drama community that a lot of you are a part of. And it's so wonderful to see all the good in all of you. I really appreciate it. All right, just keep it real, girl. Oh, I thought you were offering her recipes. Oh, yes. And I will enjoy my trip, and that's in June, and lots of pictures. But next week in video shorts, I don't know how to do any of that. I need to work with somebody or find somebody that can better help me. But definitely, I'm going to put up for my next live, which will probably be on Thursday, maybe tomorrow. It just depends. But I'm going to find that picture from White Sands, New Mexico, and you will see it. I will definitely do that. Thank you. And thanks to all of you. You're all so sweet. And thanks for my mods. I love each and every one of you. And I am so excited to see you all and get to know you. It was so good to see everybody today. I love you all. And I hope you enjoy the rest of today. Definitely. Love you.